YouTube, it's your favorite guru from Timo, and today we're going to be talking about losing in trading and the things that I went through in order to become a better trader. We're going to be talking about the psychology part. Y'all boys know this. We talk about the psychology side, then we go over to the trading side towards the end, the things that you can implement into your trading. But first off, you got to master your mind first, especially with this trading whole little thing. You feel me? First off, so let's go ahead and get into it. Boom. Number one thing, what I let go is the money. I had to let go of the money. I know y'all boys want to be hustlers. That's really what I started this channel with, hustling and stuff like that. Like that, I want to hustle, get paper, get money. Boom, that's cool. But when you are a trader, you cannot chase the bread. You can't, because once you start chasing the bread, that's when you start actually losing yourself, right? Because if you in a trade and you're chasing the bread, you're chasing the P&L, trying to go for a lot of bread, it will cause you to do dumb things. I'm just being completely honest. It will cause you to hold the trade even though you're losing the trade. It'll cause you to have a huge TP just because you took a couple of L's. It calls you to revenge trade. It calls you to do a lot of things which you shouldn't be doing as a good trader. You feel me? So chasing that P&L and trying to rush the trading process will hurt you overall. So please let go of the money. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about that all day because that is one of the main things, right? Of course, there are things with your trading. Now let's go into that. Trading without your setup, right? And like I said, this one is like small because most people have a setup, but at least the other things, like such as chasing the money, you know, not waiting and not being patient enough for a trade, that leads and causes them not to wait for their setup, right? The setup thing isn't a bad thing because you have a setup. You just can't wait for that setup. And that's the main thing. You want to wait for your setup. When your setup happens, that gives you data, right? The reason I say that, if you're in the market, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the market and you see your trade setup, boom, it happens, and you take an L. It was a reason that this L happened. You can write that down and improve your strategy on it. But if you're just blindly trading and not actually trying to put in effort to actually become a better trader, then you would never know that, right? And especially if you're not trading with your setup, you just hinting buy and sell. If you can't explain the trade, that's why I tell a lot of my students, if you cannot explain the trade, do not take the trade because you don't even know why you're trading. It doesn't make sense to you, so why would you do it? You feel me? But yeah, have a setup, wait for your setup. Do not rush inside of this trade. Please don't do that. Wait for your trade setup to play out. That's why you have the setup. The second thing, I mean, that was the second thing. The third thing was to be patient. I know I said that earlier, but that's really going into it. This trading is a journey, right? Trading, it don't matter how the output you put, the input you put in, the output can be completely different. You could be trading for years and years and years and still be at the same spot just because you weren't patient. You know what I'm saying? The reason I say that, right? Because they sound like, oh, I am being patient. I'm sticking with it. I'm da da da. No, patience goes deeper than that. Patience is like waiting for your setup. Patience is not jumping the gun as soon as you pass an account and trying to actually wait and build your funded account up. Some people want huge payouts, which you don't have to have. You feel me? Those small payouts can come, you know, build on top of each other and have you a big payout, especially if you have multiple accounts. If you're able to get $1,000 payout, which is still a lot of money. The world has brainwashed us. It's still a decent amount of money. You feel me? But you need to be making, to be a full-time trader, I say at least making $20,000 to $30,000 a month to be a full-time trader. But going back to it, $1,000 from your first payout on one account is amazing. Now imagine if you put that money back into multiple accounts. You feel me? If you put that into multiple accounts, that would have been $5,000 if it was on 5 accounts. Boom. Do that again the next week. That's $10,000 you just made in 2 weeks of trading. You feel me? So with that small win and just being patient and letting your yeah, okay, yeah, so, but yeah, being patient and allowing your trade to, you know, taking your money out when you can, not trying to go for big lots and all that, not trying to look good. That's what we're going to talk about last, trying to look good. But being patient, allowing it to play out in your favor, because like I said, it takes years. You feel me? Trading something like the last month and the first 2 weeks of this month just been terrible. You feel me? Like if like I was trying to pass evaluations on some of my eval accounts, and it's just you couldn't do it because you couldn't trade most of the week. I couldn't find a trade for most of the week because we were choppy. You know what I'm saying? And though it be weeks and months like that inside the trading where I some weeks I won't be able to trade, or to make money I just have to be patient and wait. But in those weeks of money, I probably couldn't make money, but I sure enough could lose money if I wasn't being patient. You feel me? If I was just going in with trading, so it was certain days where I didn't trade. Some days I will trade. I go break even. It's just, just all over the place because bad price action, and it's freaking K. You just have to be patient. Now my stuff is getting lagging. Last thing is the last thing is trying to look cool. A lot of people try to become bottom tickers, top tickers. I had that thing too, especially with me being a YouTuber and a TikToker and stuff like that with the trading industry. When you try to look cool and you're trying to make yourself look like you know what you're doing and all the different type of stuff, it will cause you to fall even more because you're not actually trying to look for something, look for certain things inside. Like I said, bottom and top ticking. I realized that like when I first started bottom ticking and top ticking, and like I said, it's a psychological thing. You don't realize this what you're doing, but you have to slow down and break it down. Like, what am I doing wrong? That's what I had to do for myself. And I realized, man, I wasn't even implementing all the other stuff I learned. I was just putting in one thing that I learned, trying to bottom and top tick the market, when in reality I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I can catch good trades still if I would have just waited for these trades to play out. You feel me? So those are my 4 things in order to improve actually up on trading. Now we're finna go get into the charts and how you can improve it. It's gonna be really quick, but yeah, I just want to make this video for those who are struggling to actually get better at trading. You feel me? Actually stop losing in trading, actually become a better trader. So let's go ahead and get into the charts. All right, the main thing that I want to go over for this whole little segment of YouTube, whatever you want to name it, is confirmations, right? So most people do not wait for confirmations. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by that. And I'm gonna go over example because I ended up taking an L. Yes, I made the money back, but I took an L because I didn't wait for this certain thing today, right? First off, let me show y'all the Discord server where I called this out, so y'all don't know I'm lying. Like, y'all don't think I'm lying or anything like that. I can prove to y'all me calling this out. Yeah. So going into my Discord and going to the private A1 chat where everybody be chatting up right here. Hold on, I don't know where I called it at. Right here. Earlier this morning, so like 12 hours ago exactly, I said, everyone, 635 for buys. Now, this is a level that I marked out, right? And I think I still got it marked out, and I got 639 marked out. And the reason I have it marked out is because the market can still pull down to your area and push back up. It can use this level again. But yeah, as you can see, price action is back. Amazing. Like last night, look at this. Great price action. Great price action during London session. New York session, amazing. This is great. You feel me? Now, so like I said, going back in time, this is where we were at. We were like right here around in this area when I called this trade out, right? When I called this out, we were around in this area. The market was just moving, just chopping its way up, pre-market. It really wasn't doing anything, right? Boom. So New York session opens. This is when New York opens, 7:30, an hour before actual true day opens, right? Gave up my market out. So boom. Market opens. We start to fall around, this is 8:09. So let's go to the 5 minute. It's on the 5 minutes, so we go by quicker. Mind you, this is where, let's mark this out on the box right here, right? Let's mark this out with a box. Yeah, we'll mark this out. Mind you, this is around in this area. No, we got to make sure it's including this. Hold on, I'm going to fix this real quick. Give me 1 second. So like around in this area is where it's a level of mine. This is where you trade in levels. And this is what I mean, wait for confirmations, right? Around in this area is a level for me, right? And I'm going to break this down on how I lost this trade, because I took this live, ended up losing. Like I said, I made the money back, but I did take this live, so I'm gonna explain it. So this is my level, mind you. When I look for it, when the market comes to this level, what do I want to see? I want to see a rejection up in this area, like around this area. That's why I draw a box, because this is going to be my balanced price range. And I usually draw it from like this, because once I see that this is the point of control right here, I see that more than likely the market is just going to chop around in this area. So anywhere in this area is where I'm looking for a reversal point, right? So boom. Having that marked out. Now we're going to let this play out. Boom, bam. Start to chop when market open. Start to just chop, really. Boom, we get pushed up. And we start to get this pushed down, right? Boom. Okay, now we're inside of the area I'm talking. So let's go back down to the 1 minute. Now, looking at this, like I said, how I didn't wait for a confirmation. What I didn't wait for is for us to close above this area, right? You see I got this area marked out. It looked just like this if you was live trading with me this morning. This looked just like this, had this box. I should have waited for us to close, like at least, this would have been at least 10 points. 10 points above, right? Yeah, 10 points above my initial area, but I didn't wait for that, right? Or 10 points above this point of control, whatever you want to call it. I didn't wait for that, right? These closes were weak, and I seen these candle wicks right here, right? So I tried to predict the market with these little candle wicks that y'all see right here. I tried to predict it. I'm like, oh, okay, these wicks probably, usually when we about to reverse, like right here, we start to wick up and probably climb back up. I was wrong, because I didn't wait for a actual confirmation. You feel me? And I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by the actual confirmation. So boom, didn't wait for that, and it ended up stopping me out, right? But I was still right. My area was still right. I just got stopped out. We obviously want to come down and take this low of liquidity right here, right? And on the 15 minute, we had this 15 minute for, I don't know if it was this, I think it was this one we tapped into that one. So we want to tap into that one. Boom. And you see we pushed up after that. It stopped me out right here, swept through, it dropped into the one in the bottom. This one down here, holding bullish price action, and went up. And the other thing that I noticed about this too, that I don't see a lot of people talking about, is bullish price action was held here. Like I had a bullish mindset. So what do I want to see? Bullish price action being held. A lot of people would tell you to look for fair value gaps and stuff like that, which is true. You can look for them as zones and reversal points and stuff like that. But you want to make sure these areas get closed up out of pretty good. You feel me? And I'm gonna show you what I mean. We tap into this fair value gap right here, swept, closed above it. That tells me, okay, this fair value gap is getting respected. Now we remember this low. We just came through and took this low back in with speed right here, right? This is enough confirmation for me to enter, right? I've seen bullish price action be held on the higher time frame. So we go to the 15 minute. I'm saying bullish price action be held, right? We already are overly bullish right now. My mindset is bullish. I want to get in for buys. So this is enough confirmation to tell me, okay, I could get in for buys right here, right? Even if you didn't get in for buys right there and you wanted to wait, okay, wait, it came back into my zone that I marked out right here. We got accepted and ran through it, right? So let's delete these two things. And what else do we create right here? We create this fair value gap that we instantly tap into, consequent approachment of it. Boom. And you could have held this. I usually hold for like 50 points. So I could have held to 95. Like right here. Because I entered at 645. I could have held up to like 695. And I would have been out this trade in 3 freaking minutes. Stop going below that low just like that. And this would have made me around, we can actually go back in time and see. I could set buy limits with the, what's it called now? That's crazy. I can set a buy limit. Wow, when they add that. So let's set a buy limit right here. Boom. And we would Wait for this to get tapped. Boom, we just got tapped in right there. Stop loss will go right here. And we'll let it go to full TP. $2,000 like that on the spot. If I would have just waited for that confirmation. This is what I mean, wait for confirmation. And it's a bunch of other like ways you could have traded. But this was just a clean overall setup for the market. You feel me? I trade a lot differently from other people. So I trade, like I told y'all boys, I mix order flow with ICT, so how I find my levels and stuff is probably different from how you find yours, but it's still the same exact way. When you have a key level or anything marked out, you should be waiting to actually take that trade. You feel me? Don't just try to rush, try to make it look good, wait for a confirmation. But like I said, man, this is what I wanted to talk to y'all boys about. Understanding how to wait for confirmations. Like this was an A+ setup right here, as you can see. All right, we created the SMT here because ES took these lows, NASDAQ didn't. Like if you're in my Discord server, we called all of this out, by the way. We watched all of this play out. ES ended up taking this, not switch it so y'all can see. See, ES took these lows, all right? ES took these lows. What does that mean? That's a SMT right here. So let's go ahead and put SMT. SMT right there. SMT created on the 15-minute time frame. We tapped into it, manipulating. This is a power through. We swept out liquidity, right? We swept out liquidity. Once we swept out liquidity, going to the 2-minute, we then proceed. We could say we broke structure right here. Broke through structure right here, right? Oh, no, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do this right here. Broke through structure right here. Boom, we had a pull back into a 2-minute and a 1-minute fair value gap right here, and let this play out just like that to the next high, which you could have ran off. With it being so bullish today, you could have let this thing run off all day and let it hold all day. Let's redo that again. You could have let this trade run off all the way up to New York session highs where buy side liquidity is being held at. Hold on, give me 1 second. Where buy side, this is buy side liquidity. You could have held all the way up here if you wanted to. Easily making yourself like around $4,000. You get what I'm saying? TP smack just like that within no time. You feel me? Just waiting for confirmations. You feel me? Definitely wait for confirmations. There's different ways you can have an actual confirmation trade. But this is another one. Your level being swept. Right here, you could have, when we see a level getting swept in the SMT get put into as well, when you manipulate into the area, that's another good confirmation. So you could have entered off of this candle right here on the 1-minute time frame. Could have entered in right there. Stop went right below this low, and then held all the way up here, something like that. You could have had like a 15-point stop, 20-point stop. Yeah, 15 would have stopped you, I'm pretty sure. No, it wouldn't. 15-point stop. Boom. 15-point stop, saving your drawdown and stuff like that, and catching it just like that. So yeah, it's multiple ways you can have confirmations and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I mean by just waiting for the confirmation to play out for y'all boys. I hope this helped. God love y'all boys. I will catch y'all in another video. Peace out.